Hey guys, it's Bucket with TechSlow. Um, Created a quick tutorial here for you. I mean it to be quick. Just basically how to block any website from a Windows PC. We're going to do this using a system file called the hosts file, and the only program that we're going to use to actually perform the block is Notepad. So this is a very easy, little hack that you can block or redirect machines, which all that information is at this link that I'm going to put in the description. Somebody over here at Online Tech Tips typed up a great detailed tutorial on how to really do all this, but I'm going to show you in a video real fast how it works, and common little problems that can cause headache and while you're going through the process. So there's a couple rundowns here about you can read through if you want to. Pause the video. Basically, the main reason is kids' safety while they're online connected with their PCs. If you know of bad websites that you want to block, or you found something in their history that you just don't approve of that you want to block, or it can be used as punishment, leverage. I mean, it's a great tool to use. Yeah, I'll take your YouTube away. I'll take whatever they're playing. I'll take your Roblox away. If you don't clean your room, you won't get it back until it's spotless. I mean, there's any number of things that you can do, but it's very useful for the kids' safety. So I'm just going to jump right into it here, and I've already got a website pulled up here. Wanted to use a .org website because I just thought it would best suit the very objective purpose of this video. So the first thing you need is you need the address that you want to block. Obviously, the computer doesn't know what to block if you don't tell it what to block. So you need only this part, the www dot whatever the domain. That's the www.typically.com, sometimes .org, .gov, whatever the flavor is there. But that's what you need. I'm just highlighting to show you don't have to copy or anything. As a matter of fact, the very first step after you know your domain that you're blocking is to come down here and to, Windows 7, you'll have the orb. You'll have to click it to get the search bar. This is Windows 10. I could just click here, but I'm going to click here. It automatically puts a cursor in the search bar. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open Notepad, because remember I said you needed only Notepad. There's Notepad now. Don't hit enter, don't double click it, right click, run as administrator. Even if you are a machine administrator, you have to right click and run Notepad as administrator, or it will not let you modify the system file. And if you're not the machine administrator, you will have to have a password of the machine administrator in order to authorize it to run as administrator. So if you don't have a local administrator account on a machine, you right click run as administrator, it's going to prompt you for a password. When you can't give it to the password, you're just not going to be able to go any further. And in that case, you can you can leave a comment, or if it's your computer and for some reason you don't have that access, there are ways to gain that access. I've seen that happen legitimately. Now, what you want to do is you want to go to File and Open, and what you're going to notice right away is this long file path right here. That's not typically what you're going to see, but it defaults back to the last file that you opened. So that was actually the correct file path. I'm going to click right here on this PC, Windows 7 to be computer, and this is going to take me back to what you should see. Basically, if not, you need to click this PC or computer over here, and the order that you need to click through to get to that host file is C disk, local disk, Windows, System 32, drivers, etc. Okay, now you'll notice this is empty. Right down here, Notepad says, hey, I'm looking for text documents because that's all I work with. If you create a document in Notepad, it always saves as a .txt. Some of you will know that, some of you won't. It's not really that important, other than to know that every time you either save or open this file, you're going to have to come down here and click all files. And then the system files show up. It just says file. This is what you want, the host's file. Now you double click it, right, or just click it and go down there and hit open. And here it is. This is by default the host's file. Now I typed this message in here before just for the purpose of this video, but basically if you use a hashtag, anything you write after that on the same line, the machine ignores. This hashtag is nomenclature for ignore. It's just a symbol that means do not read that as part of the code. So right now, this host file isn't doing anything. It's being referenced by the machine when you do web searches, but it's not doing anything. Now, all you have to do to block a website at this point is come down to the bottom. I like to enter down once or twice. It doesn't really matter as long as it's below the hashtag text. And then you're going to need to type this exactly like this, 127.0.0.1. And really anything you type here, number-wise, is going to do the trick. But we use 127.0.0.1 because we like the machine to not get confused, and that is a loopback address. Basically, the machine references itself instead of a website. It's not asking a server for a website. It's asking itself for a website, which obviously will not work unless you have a local website on the machine or a database, which is not very common at all. So once you put your 127.0.0.1 with no hashtag, then you come over and that's where you put the URL or the domain or the www.npr.org in this case for this purpose. Alright, now, almost forgot. Before you do this, it's very wise if you just go up here, File, Save As. You'll notice it defaults. See that? It defaults right back to text document again. But this time that's good. Leave it as hosts. Call it a text document and click Save. Now, the reason for that is if something gets messed up and I'm just beating myself up trying to figure out why I can't access a website, you can save that as all files again and overwrite your modified file with the text version, and that will actually restore it. So it's just good practice to save and back up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and re-add our text. That's the loopback address. There's no set number of spaces as long as there's more than one or one. www.npr.org. And you don't even have to close and reopen your browser after you do this. But when you go to save and you're actually making the modification, you have to remember, save as. That text document, we use that for a backup, and there it is. That's a separate file. We need to go back down to all files and save it as the system file with the modification. So ignore that now. That's our copy. It's not going to interfere because it's a text. The machine's not going to read that. Double click or click and open the system file, not the text file. Host file already exists. Do you want to replace it? Of course, yes. And that's how easy it is. So now we're going to come, I don't even think I have to close it. We're going to come out here and we're going to refresh. Okay, well with Chrome typically you don't have to close and reopen, but apparently with Edge you do. And there you have it. HTTP 404 error. Microsoft Edge cannot find this page. Well, what about Internet Explorer? Same with Internet Explorer, same with Google Chrome. There you have it. It's just that easy. Now, if you want to modify that puppy again, the only thing you have to remember is to begin to type in Notepad, right-click, run as administrator, file, open, there it is. Just remember, if you modify this text file, this backup, probably just go ahead and name it backup, because that can get confusing. That's one of the common problems. You know, people back it up or accidentally save it as a text file because you have to drop down and select all files. It always defaults to text files. And they just open that one, modify it, save it. I've done it before, and it doesn't work. You think the websites are blocked and they're not. And what's worse is you might be in a situation to where you think it's blocked and your kids know you think it's blocked, but they know it's not. So you drop down, you show all files, there it is again. Now I can just double click this. There you see my npr.org. Now, just for the sake of demonstration and how easy it is to unblock these sites, I'm going to delete that and I'm just going to say, put in yahoo.com. And you know, a lot of the times you can just, and then you can put whatever you want in here. I mean, as many as you want, as many as you need. Pretty soon, they'll get tired of you blocking everything, and they'll quit going to what they know they shouldn't go to. We'll just use that as an example. Those two websites are enough. So I'm going to click Save As. You have to click Save As. All files. Again, every time you open and save, you have to select the all files. Already exist. You want to replace it? Why, yes. Now, go back to our new web browser, Microsoft Edge, and let's try to go to Facebook. Oh, there's that error. Oh, let's try to go to NPR. And there you have it. So, blocking and unblocking websites is as easy as tracing down the host file within Notepad one time and remembering to select all files, both when you open and when you close. Oh, yeah, Yahoo. Can't forget Yahoo. Of course, I have no problem with any of these websites, so I'm just going to go ahead and remove them. Save as. Got to get in the habit, selecting all files. This is the major and really only hang-up point. I forgot to save the system file as a system file, and I accidentally saved it as a text file. Or the other scenario is I didn't open my Notepad as administrator. But you'll know when that happens, because when you do, and you try to make a change, you get this. You do not have permission to save anything, not even a text file, in this folder, in this folder, in this folder, without administrator privileges on Notepad itself, not just the machine. And I'm a full administrator on this user account. There you have it, and I hope that helps at least some of you out. I hope it helps eliminate some confusion that some of you might be facing with this. I'd like to put up a shorter version, maybe just a slide in the instructions for later reference, that we don't have to watch this whole thing again and click through it to get to the good parts. But just a real quick overview. So subscribe, join, contribute, please. TechSlow community. Thank you.